This is going to be a two-part interview, so we'll begin it now and then we'll carry on after the news at 7. Recently, President Zuma approved the 5 names of the interim board members as recommended by Parliament. Those 5 names are Khanyisile Kweyama, the veteran journalist Mathatha Tsedu, John Mattisson, Febbe Potgieter-Gqubule, and Krish Naidoo, a member of the previous board. Now, the board has hit the ground running, meeting with SCOPA and the organization's executive only 2 days after its appointment. Joining us this morning, we've got Khanyisile Kweyama, who, of course, is the chairperson of the new interim board. Good to have you, Chair. Thank you so much for talking to us here on the program. So we talk about the fact that you hit the ground running. I mean, President Zuma officiated on Sunday. Monday you get your appointment letters, and now you got 6 months to fix up. How's it going?
It's going as fast as a car as the Gau train, probably, I should say. But and it has to be, 6 months to do a couple of things, to implement reports, to make sure the organization is financially, at least the ship is staying afloat, to make sure that the people out there at the SABC are feeling there is life, we can start breathing again. Yeah. And most importantly, to ensure that the public feels that this is still an institution that belongs to them, that is serving their purpose, and that is delivering to them as it should be. Yeah,
I mean, if we look at already a point of sort of duty that happened this week, you had a meeting with SCOPA, yes, talking to them, and also some of their concerns is about these positions that disciplinary processes that have been concluded, and you find that some people have been on sort of suspension for over a year on full pay. Is this one of the things that you're going to be looking at quite seriously?
Definitely. The whole HR of an organization, that's people's livelihoods, that's people's reason for coming to work every day, and you generally don't mess with that. You ensure that it's stable, you ensure that people know they need to plan ahead, they've got bonds to pay, and they can't be acting forever, they can't be suspended forever at a cost to the corporation. When you then put somebody else to act in the role of whoever it is that's either on suspension or is not at work, it just keeps on adding up. And that's probably part of the reason. We haven't dissected the financials to that detail yet, obviously in 2 days, but you will find that is quite a big cost to the corporation. You referred to SCOPA. We are accountable. We have been, our appointment was recommended by Parliament, so we have to constantly be engaging with Parliament. We are meeting the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Communications today, because this reports into them via, obviously, the department, to hear their concerns as well, and to assure them as well that we are here, that we understand what we have to do here, and that we are going to do it within the time frame prescribed for us.
The time frame is 6 months, and that's something that we really have to emphasize. It's not a very long time to sort out an organization that is plagued by so many difficulties. And we get back to the financials, and we talk about these financials. Again, emphasized by SCOPA, we talk about 5.1 billion rand wasteful expenditure. We look at the financials, 411 million net loss that was reported for this year. To try and turn an organization around like this, obviously this has got to be done, but I mean, where do you begin? What is that first point of order?
And you begin by cleaning out. Clearly SCOPA's focus was on generally oversight of the institution, but also getting to say that the Auditor General has already identified that this is where the problem is. So sort it out. What is irregular, go and deal with it. If some of it is criminal, make sure that you institute that. Are there monies that have to be recovered so that you bring the institution back? Yes, go out and do what it takes that needs, so that those finances can be recovered. People are worried, will their salaries be paid? And we've obviously been given the assurance that, but we can't work like that on a month-to-month. Are people going to be paid end of April, end of May, end of June? So there needs to be that stability brought in. Are we going to do it all in 6 months? That's why we are called interim. Clearly the process to start searching that public process for a permanent board will also have to resume, we'll have to start simultaneously, at least parallel, so that there isn't a gap. When our term ends, then the new board has to be ready. So we will, implement, we will lay the foundation for the permanent board, but nobody achieves a turnaround in 6 months.
No.
But you do set in the foundations, and you put in the disciplines, and you put in the actions that are immediate, that need to happen, so that you are on track to do that.
All right, Chairman, I ask you to sit tight, enjoy your cup of tea while we take a break and pay some bills, hopefully, and get those salaries paid. And then, of course, we'll do the news at 7 o'clock here on the programme. And then we're going to continue this conversation with the chair of the SABC interim board, Khanyisile Kweyama. Please do stay with us. Also, questions more than welcome at Morning Live SABC. That's where you can get hold of us.